Alright, so there's a hidden side quest we can do now. We want to go to the East Street Bracer Guild. Also, we probably want to put Lloyd back in the front row, so he's not walking around like a pool expert all day. We want to talk to those horses' ass. Excuse me, Michel. We came back like you asked us to. So what did you want to show us? If he's gonna show us the truffle shuffle, I swear. Well, there you are. How cute of you to come running like a group of puppies when I call for you. Well, if I recall correctly, you mentioned you had some kind of plan to measure our competency, right? You sure did recall correctly. If you're feeling up to the challenge, what do you say to taking a little test? Uh-oh. Also, I'm pretty sure he got that shirt at Sears, marked down. It was like 30% off. Huh? What kind of test is it exactly? If it's a math test, I swear. Oh, it's nothing too complicated. I'll pick out 10 questions at random from our test bank we use in the written portion of the bracer exam. Oh. That way, I'll be able to know if you're at least as knowledgeable as a junior bracer if you manage to get all 10 of them right. However, if you were to fail, then I'm going to upload a video to YouTube making fun of you. Uh-oh. There will be no place for us to operate in Crossbell, where some of the continent's greatest bracers have gathered. Am I correct? Man, talk about putting on the pressure. So we missed one question and we're going to be labeled a bunch of dumbasses. That's kind of a raw deal. Oh, pshwa. Not at all. I'm not doing this to put you guys down. That's just not my style. I think testicles are more his style. So here's a tip for you. You can study the stuff that's going to be on the exam over at the public library in the administrative district, but try not to get thrown out. Remember, I'm giving you this test to see if you'll actually be worth your salt when it comes to helping the citizens of Crossbell. So, are you guys up for the challenge? Decline. No, we're stupid. Sorry, but we're dumb. Except. Sure, we'll give it a shot. Now that's what I'm talking about, baby. Yo, Lloyd, you sure about this? Yeah, I'm not too worried about it, honestly. We had to take similar exams back at the academy. I mean, a lot of it's just, you know, Trails lore, so... And besides, it's almost like I'm running away if I back out of it now. It wouldn't feel right. I'd feel like I was quitting like Vegastar. I understand what you mean, and I agree. Likewise. Heh. Guess there's nothing more to say then. Let's do this. Let's do this thing, shall we? I like that feisty attitude. By the way, Lloyd, I get the impression that you're the leader of the group in a way. Want to take a crack at answering the questions on behalf of everyone else? Yeah, I'll do it. Ooh, I love that look in your eyes. It's giving me the willies. Okay. Okay, boys and girls, let's get this party started. That's a good song by Korn. Michel's test started. Test. This is a test. Bracer Guild receptionist Michel's test. Bracer General Education examining. We're gonna find out just what kind of education we have. I don't know if the questions are randomized or what, but you never beepin' know. And now the first question. This one will be a cute freebie to get you warmed up. As we all know, the orbital revolution brought forth the technological advancement of orbments to our continent. The question is, how many years ago did it occur? Approximately 15 years ago. I mean, this is all stuff that players should know at this point. I'm pretty sure it happened about 50 years ago, right? Bingo! Right you are, my friend. Don't let it go to your head, though. That one was just a freebie. But really, it's crazy to think about how much orbital technology has advanced in the last few decades. Back when I was a little kid, I would have never imagined riding in something as fancy as an orbital car. Seemed like something straight out of some fairy tale. Whew, that's one hurdle down. Anyway, on to the next question. Question numero dos. The driving force behind the orbital revolution was all thanks to one man's prototype orbment. Oh yeah? This one's another gimme, but who is the creator of said orbment? That would, of course, be Professor C. Epstein. G. Schmidt with the beep. I know this one. It's Professor C. Epstein. Huzzah! You got the right answer. Did you guys know that people were skeptical of his invention at first? They probably just didn't see what the big deal was. But once people began to realize just how gosh darn useful they are, they quickly became... Really? They quickly became. Let me say that again. They quickly became an integral part of our daily lives. The Epstein Foundation has made great efforts towards the research and adoption of orbital technology. That much is common knowledge. Even West Ham Sandwich knows that. The orbital staff I use for combat also falls under the Foundation's research efforts. Oh yeah. Tia totally mentioned that she's employed by the Epstein Foundation. That was a close call. She probably would have given me quite a glare if I screwed that one up. Enough chit-chat. Next question. We all know that quartz are the key components to any orbital device, right? Yep, we do. And to synthesize quartz, you need sepith. And when I talk about sepith, what specific form of septium am I referring to? Septium fragments, of course. This is a test of the party network system. This is only a test. A bunch of party sound effects. That was a test of the hit party network system in the event of an actual party. The sound you just heard would have been hit followed by official party instructions and where your party can be until you puke. This has been a test of the party network system. I think I'm gonna get sick. Puke sound effect. Cinex style. Oh, I believe they're septium fragments. Oh, heck yeah, you got that right, buddy boy. Septium fragments are refined into quartz, which we then use in our orbital devices. Monsters are inherently attracted to septium, so they often end up munching on sepith. Which is why they drop sepith. See, it all makes sense. Defeating critters is an easy way to obtain Sepith. So keep that info in your back pocket. So far, so good. These questions are all common sense. It's time to prepare for question 4. Our good friend, the Erebonian Empire, lies to the west. Its important and overwhelming existence can be felt by all of us cross-bones. Oh, yeah? I imagine you've probably seen their emblem before. Can you recall what the symbol of Erebonia is? It would be the Golden Stallion. I believe it's the Golden Stallion, right? Nay, is what I'd say if you were wrong, but you're right. It's no secret that the pride of the Erebonian Empire lies in its unmatched military might. The Golden Stallion is a symbol of that power of theirs, and thus is on the country's emblem. There was once an order of knights in the Empire known as the Eisenritter. They were known for employing cavalry, so that may be why the Empire adopted the Golden Stallion as its emblem. Nice. Managed to get that one right somehow. They're not that hard, you know. Now for question 5. We're almost halfway through this little quiz, so hang in there. A nation known as the Calvard Republic sits directly to the east of Crossbell, opposite the Erebonian Empire. It's no exaggeration to say that Crossbell's entire history revolves around the long-term struggle for power between Erebonia and Calvard. Now your question is this. What is the name of the primary manufacturer of orbital and heavy weaponry for the Republic? That would be the Verne Company. Oh, this one's easy. It's the Verne Company. Verne Troyer, even. Verne, baby, Verne! That's exactly right. Calvard's Verne Company and Erebonia's Rhineford Company are famous as the continent's 2 largest manufacturers of orbital weaponry. However, it's not fair to only discuss their weapons development. They're also responsible for making vehicles, appliances, and plenty of other nifty items. They probably made that cell phone you're probably browsing right now. Whew! Another question down. The lead-in for that one threw me off a little, so I'm glad I got it right. Looks like we made it a little past the halfway point now. You are giving a valiant effort. Nice job, fearless leader of ours. You keep this up, and I'm sure you have no problems plowing through the rest of them. You're doing great, Lloyd. I'm thoroughly impressed. I thought you were an idiot. Come on, guys. I don't think I've really been that impressive. It's all pretty common knowledge so far. Well, regardless of how well you're doing, you've still got 5 questions left, buckaroo. I think you've had enough time to warm up, so it's time I up the ante. I hope you're ready. Shall we begin? It's time for the 6th question. A catastrophic event known as the Great Collapse befell our continent a long time ago. The disaster resulted in the complete loss of civilization and fractured people into different factions that waged war on one another for many centuries to follow. This period, now known as the Dark Ages, was eventually ended by one such faction that rose triumphant. They organized themselves to bring about order and justice to Zemuria, allowing for the rebuilding of society to begin. You probably know who I'm talking about, right? The Fisherman's Guild! It was obviously the Septian Church. Everybody knows that, except for Newfie. It was the Septian Church, wasn't it? It sure was! Good job paying attention in Sunday school. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday! Around year 500 of the Septian calendar, the Septian Church emerged to spread the teachings of the sky goddess Aidios. Their intent was to provide aid to those in need. Except they didn't help Vegetar because they figured he would just quit. The church's influence grew powerful enough to establish themselves across Zemuria, so the nobles and knights who ruled during the Dark Ages could no longer ignore them. The effects of Aidios and her teachings can still be felt all across the continent to this day, as they are deeply rooted in our society. We are living in a society! I am not an animal! I mean, what? Okay, good work on that one, Lloyd. Anyway, on to lucky number 7. The headquarters of the Septian Church is located in a city-state known as the Holy City of Arteria. Pretty much. The Holy City of Arteria is made up of various administrative organizations that handle specific tasks, giving it a state-like structure. None of which are Club Inferno, I hate to say. Among these organizations is one that handles the church's ceremonial rituals. Do you happen to know which organization I am referring to? I sure do. Papal Guard. It's actually the Congregation for Divine Worship. Is it the Congregation for Divine Worship? Bingo! Good job! That was one tough cookie. Is it West Ham Sandwich? It is! You've won at Guess the Forum Goer! I mean, what? Most priests found within chapels and cathedrals across the continent are part of this branch of the church. There's actually a cathedral located outside of the northern exit of the city that I offered the occasional prayer at. Maybe we should go there. The archbishop in charge there is also from the Congregation for Divine Worship. Ooh, that was really tough. That one can kind of throw you off, though, to be fair. Can you feel the burn? We're almost there. On to the 8th question. As we all know, the Bracer Guild has branches all across the continent. But what I really want to know is, are you going to back the fuck back down, or jump the fuck up? I mean, what? What happened? Who died? Just where in Zemuria is its main headquarters located? We know that. Oh, Red State. I don't even know if that's a thing. It's Lehman State, you freaking jerk. Make fun of the forum goer and beat the forum goer. Whoa, which is usually not that hard. It's in Lehman State, obviously. You're Lehman! Because right you are. This guy thinks he's funny. And he is. Our headquarters can be found in Lehman State, alongside our biggest investors, the Epstein Foundation. Soon to be renamed the Vegastar Foundation, which is soon to be renamed the West Ham Sandwich Foundation. In the event of a serious conflict, HQ can issue a direct order for all bracers to mobilize. Huh, I see. Time for the 9th question. You ever heard of that infamous thief that lives in Erebonia? He's a bit of a strange one. Yeah? He steals precious works of art and then sends out calling cards with riddles on how to retrieve them. Also, his identity is hidden behind a mask. Like how one of the callers fell in a hole just before the gold tape with banging sound effects later. Apparently, people laud him as some kind of hero. Sounds a bit silly if you ask me, though. Anyway, I got a little off track there. Do you know what name this bad boy likes to go by? Obviously, it's Phantom Thief B. I've actually heard of him before. Wasn't his name Phantom Thief B? Unbelievable! You got it right. Looks like you've done your foreign affairs homework. His infamy transcends the confines of Erebonia, as people across the continent have heard of his misdeeds. Indeed they have. Mustard style. I heard he also sneaks into people's homes and stains all their clothes with mustard. Funding for this program is brought to you by the Newfie Charitable Trust. He supports the creation of quality content since he can't create it himself. Very true. Nothing is safe from his grasp either. He's stolen anything ranging from rare paintings in museums to a whole friggin' tank. Rumor has it that he was recently running amok in Liberal. Who knows? Maybe you'll run into him sooner than you think. How did he steal a tank? You can't do that. Yeah, I've definitely heard rumors. I'd like to avoid them if possible, though. I wonder if that laugh was distorted. It's time for the 10th and final question. Ereboni and Calvard have been at each other's throats over the rightful ownership of Crossbell State for a while now. That's too bad. They've waged war against each other time and time again, causing grief and bloodshed for many innocent civilians. It wasn't? Huh. I know. Then it must have just been an issue with my laptop or internet or something. I don't know. The situation became so severe that it was brought to the attention of Liberal's Queen Alicia. She proposed a treaty to end the conflict between the two nations. The treaty was signed 2 years ago by 3 nations: Liberal, Erebonia, and Calvard. If you're truly cross-bound, then the answer to this question should be a no-brainer, right? Pretty much. It's the Non-Aggression Pact. Non-Hindrance Pact? I don't think that exists. You're referring to the Non-Aggression Pact. And non-aggressive it was. That one should have been a gimme. The treaty was drafted with the intention of diffusing conflicts between any of the 3 nations via diplomacy, as opposed to war. You know, because violence is not the answer and such. Prior to the signing of the treaty, tensions were at an all-time high in Crossbell State. I'll spare you most of the details, but both nations' armored divisions thought it appropriate to hold simultaneous military exercises at our border. One single misstep could have had catastrophic consequences. I'm sure it would have triggered a full-scale war between the two of them. And so Queen Alicia proposed this treaty as a means of preventing that from happening. We should all be extremely grateful to Liberal. They really saved our behinds. No way was I going to get that one wrong. Oh, it's finally over. I was having so much fun. Good job getting through that. Oh, thank Adios, it's finally over. I feel like we're back in school. History class style. Why don't we take a look at your score, then? Wowza, a perfect score. Your knowledge is in line with our junior bracers, at least. Looks like you've got some potential in you after all. Oh, well, that's a relief to know. Thank you very much. Wow, didn't think you'd compliment me like that. Dude, I was on the edge of my seat the whole way through. I'm glad I can finally take a breather. I'm surprised Lloyd managed to answer questions outside of his area of expertise, too. I think I will ask him to assist me with filling in missing information from the database. Aw, you guys are embarrassing me. Anyway, I have a little reward for you for getting all those questions right. Received Action 1 cords. Nice. Now we don't have to make that ourselves. Oh wow, are you sure we can have this? Yep, I didn't think you stood a snowball's chance in Gehenna of doing so well. So think of this as my apology for underestimating you. It's all yours now, sweetie. Take it. Well, if you say so. Thanks a lot. This concludes our little quiz. Now that that's done, you guys better bust your humps and work hard so us bracers can catch a breather every once in a while. Yes, sir. We'll do everything we can. Quest Michel's test completed. Nice. Good job with the test, you guys. I think I've got a decent idea of your competency from that. From an examination that simple? It's precisely because of its simplicity, little girl. Well, keep at it, you guys. It'd be nice if you eventually grew into the kind of team who will at least be good enough to not get in our way. Ho 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 ho! Detective style, even. Michel's test. Client Michel 500 Mira question mark. The receptionist at the Bracer Guild branch, Michel, wants to test us on our general knowledge to see if we are ready to take on Crossbell. It seems our questions given to Bracers in training cover a large range of topics. This test is for junior Bracers. It'll test our general knowledge. I got all the questions right somehow. Michel seemed to acknowledge us, at least a little more than he did before. Damn right. Alright. So we're done with that bullshit. Nerf style.